Hi everybody, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel Bird's Eye Stitches. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if you are new here, then welcome. I hope you are here because you have a love of cross stitch like I do, and if you are not new here, then still welcome. I hope you came back because you have a love of cross stitch like I do. Today is Sunday, it is September 4th, and this is Flosstube number 37. So I am filming in my new home still. This is actually the living room, so I have a giant window behind my camera, which is my cell phone. So I've got tons of sunlight coming in. We'll see how this works. But I chose to film in here today because I have my new puppy, Squatch. She is sleeping, gloriously sleeping, right over there. And I'm hoping she will sleep while I film this, and then I can wake her at the end and say, ta-da, here is Squatch, and then hit the stop button and take her right outside because we're potty training. So as soon as she wakes up, she goes out to pee. Because she's potty training, anything that used to be on the ground or anything that a puppy can eat is up high. So like this giant basket right there, used to be on the ground, but right now everything's up high. So it works. She's a puppy. They eat everything, they pee everywhere. We're getting there. All right, puppy will be at the end so I don't wake her up. Until then, I have some cross stitch to show you guys. I've been stitching for the most part every day this last week, which has been really nice, getting back in the swing of that. So I've got some good projects to show you, no finishes, and then some haul at the end. I did a small order from 1884 Stitchery. Got some really fun stuff there. And then my floss from the Floss of the Month Club came from Garand Stitchery. And I think that's about it. So should be a fairly quick video. All right, last week. So I am still stitching my 25 minutes a night for the Cross Stitch 25/7 Facebook group, which I will have in the link below. Super fun group. And I'm making a little bit of progress. It really is amazing how quickly 25 minutes goes by when you are cross stitching. So I am working on Funky Bird for that. Let's see, I keep it in my Garand tote bag. This is one of my very favorites because it has the fox. The fox is my favorite mammal. So you all know I love birds, but for mammals, the fox is my favorite. Let's see. This is Funky Bird by Barbara Anna Designs. Will one day look something like this. For right now, mine looks like this. Let's see if I can put that behind it. That's a little bit better. So last week I had done just the outline. So I got through all of these polka dots and I started this little motif here. And that is about it. So that is where we are. I did take a picture of this to wrap up August, and I will take another picture of this basically every Sunday, and I'll put this up in the 25/7 group. So just to kind of see my own progress. I just made myself a little thread on there so it shows Funky Bird, and then I'll just go in there and update it on Sundays. I feel like I can probably commit to that. So, but that's where we're at. Funky Bird is being stitched on a piece of Fortnite fabrics. It's a 32 count even weave. I still have no idea what this is called. If any of you guys know what that says, please let me know. Or if you can read that, just type it out in the comment box and then I can phonetic it out. So I really don't know what that is. I suppose I could get on Facebook, take a picture of it and send it to Fortnite Fabrics. They could probably tell me. It's silly that I can't read it. I don't know, but that's where we're at with Funky Bird. Oh, I did want to show, so I've gotten really into these little things that help me store my floss on a project. This one I got from Garand Stitchery. It says Whalers Inn, Food, Spirits, Lodging, Nantucket. It's wood, it's nice and sturdy. It's super cute. I'm able to put all of my floss on there. It just hangs from the bottom. This doesn't hold all the colors for the entire project, but it holds the amount that I'm working on right now. So I like it though. It makes me feel fancy when I'm working on anything. I didn't think this part through. Hopefully if she stays asleep, then she will not attack the stitching if the dog wakes up. We're gonna risk it. All right, the next piece that I worked on over this last week was the raccoon that I am stitching for my friend. We are here. This little guy is being stitched on a piece of 28 count Lugana. Yeah, 28 count Lugana, just in the color white. So we got this far. I will probably have him done this next week. If I were just to devote even 3 hours to him, he'd probably be done. So that is where we are on that. This one I'm stitching, I've got another little doodad here from That's So Kelly. I want it to fall, but very similar where you've got the little, it's funny, I have this giant one for this, this guy who has like 4 colors, and I pulled this giant one to work on. And then on the funky bird that has like 10 colors, I pulled the tiny whale. Makes no sense, but that's where we're at. So anyway, I got this from That's So Kelly, and it was fairly inexpensive. It's got a nice magnet here and here, so I can hang my scissors to it like that. It's not a very strong magnet, obviously, but you put your scissors on there. Oh, that's better. You can put your needles on there, and I like it when I'm working on the sofa because then it catches all of my loose pieces of floss. So even though my puppy is a puppy and not a kitten, I assume that it would be equally bad if she were to eat any of the floss. So I'm extra mindful whenever I have animals around to make sure I don't have any little pieces of floss floating around there. So anyway, that's where we're at with the raccoon. Hoping to have him finish next week. That is the goal. We will see. All right. After that, I started working on ABCINGO. It is September, so in the magazine monthly challenge group, our ABCINGO event is up and running. So every day we draw a letter, and when I say we, I mean Carolyn, because she's great at pulling those letters every night, the night before. So she pulls the letter, she posts it on the group. That way you can know what you're gonna stitch the next day. And if you're somewhere else in the world that's not the US, you can stitch that day. So that way you don't feel like you're behind. So today is the 4th, so we've gone through, well, 4 letters. I'm a day behind, so I still need to do my stitching for Sunday, but I did the 1st and the 2nd is completed, and then I have the 3rd to do tonight, and maybe I'll get through the 4th, we'll see. Tomorrow is a holiday for me, so I am fortunate enough that at my job I do get tomorrow off. I am unfortunate enough that because of, I do work for a police department, and so the work continues all through the weekend, but I don't have to go in on Monday. It just means Tuesday sometimes is a little rough, but that's okay, because I'm gonna spend Monday doing lots of stitching. So, all right, ABCINGO. So the first letter that they called was P, like Paul. For me, P stood for penguin, and I chose to do, I'm doing it by time. You can either do 1 hour or 100 stitches. I'm going by time because I don't like to count my stitches. So I did 1 hour on each of these. I did 1 hour on Cozy Animals. It is from a magazine. It's from this Cross Stitch Crazy, issue 22, maybe. This guy here. And let's see. I am stitching the penguin, obviously, P for penguin. Here it looks like this. For me, it looks like, how does this go? Looks like this. I just started this guy. I had finished the polar bear before and was just starting in on the penguin. This is being stitched 2/2 on a piece of, picture this plus 16 count Aida in the colorway Pewter. This was an old Fabric of the Month club that I was part of probably 10 years ago, like a really long time ago, but I'm still using up that Aida. So went to here, this color green, it's not showing through the best, but it's really nice. It's a DMC, I think I wrote it down, yes, DMC 563. So I'm stitching from stash on this piece. I'm using what I have, it's all DMC. But I'm excited to get this little penguin done. I have this penguin down, I think, 5 or 6 times, so I imagine I can complete them in that amount of time. The penguin's not going to be much bigger than this adorable polar bear, so I think I can do it in that time. They're pretty simple, lots of color blocks, which I like. This one, of course, is in my Cozy Animal Garand bag. How cute are they? All right, and then we pulled the letter V for Victor. So V for me, I'm using Scatter Kindness by Hinzit. Looks like this. I chose this for the letter V because I'm stitching it on a piece of violet fabric. Don't ask me what that fabric is, but it is definitely in the color violet. So here we are. It's pulling more blue, but it is definitely more purple. And I got through this chunk of the S here. So say 1 hour. 1 hour, it takes me quite a bit of time, even when it's just one color, but we are right here. So I have this one down for, I think, 4 different letters. So well, I thought I could finish it in that amount of time, but it literally took me an hour to stitch a chunk of this S. So maybe not, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. Okay, the next letter that we pulled was X. For me, I am using my Long Dog sampler piece, and I did not stitch on that one yet, so I'm not going to show it to you, but I'm going to do that tonight. I chose that because there's a lot of X's. X is kind of the easy letter because you're cross-stitching, so you can basically use whatever you want. So I'll be working on that tonight. And then we pulled the letter M for Mary. For me, the letter M is the Cozy Animals piece, and I chose that because I pulled that piece for the Magazine Monthly Challenge group. It is from a magazine, and it's the piece that I'm stitching from the magazine. Within that Facebook group, even though it is a Magazine Monthly Challenge group, you don't have to stitch something from a magazine. I do try to incorporate that for at least my theme piece every month, and because, well, the entire point of the group was because we had all of these cross-stitch magazines just collecting dust, and it would be nice to use them. Now, that doesn't mean I can stitch solely from them because there's just too much. There's too much greatness to narrow it down to just magazines. But for the ABCINGO challenge, the magazine piece I'm using is Cozy Animals. So M for magazine, and I'll be stitching that probably tomorrow since we already called the letter. Okay, that is really it for stitching updates. We're only 12.5 minutes in, so fairly quick video, but that's okay. I'm just excited to be able to report that number 1, I got stitching in throughout the week, and number 2, I filmed last week, I filmed this week, and it's great to see you all and connect with you all again. I have been able to respond to almost all of the comments from my last video, so I will continue to respond to those. If you have more comments, I do love to read them. I do love to respond to them. It's why I like to film, because I get to connect with all of you guys. So definitely leave a comment and let me know that you dropped by, and I will show you some haul, and then I will show you a sleeping puppy. Normally I'd show you the puppy first because I know everyone wants to see him. Not everyone cares about haul, but I will be quick about it. I just don't want her to eat everything or pee anywhere. That's gonna be the theme of this video. Don't eat it or pee on it. All right, haul, we have the floss of the month from Garand Stitchery. I am part of the thread of the month club is what it's called. Every month, they're glorious, by the way. If you're not part of that club, I don't even know if you can still sign up, but if you can, I highly, highly recommend it. It's high quality floss, the colors are beautiful, and every month they choose basically like a colorway, and you get floss within that colorway. This month, it looks like it's grays or like pewter colors. I don't know, but they're beautiful. So you get 5. The first one I got, this one is a hand dyed. It's in the color Felix. It's a black. Then we have, I have no idea what this is. I swear I can read. I just don't know how to pronounce some of these words. This is kind of a green, like a pewter gray with green tint almost. Sorry, the color is coming through horribly, but this is what you gotta do to show off a puppy. It'll be worth it. All right, the next one is kind of a purpley color, a purple gray. It's really pretty. That was Tool Shed. Then we have Ampersand. Oh, this one's right up my alley. It's beautiful grays, light and dark gray. And then last but not least is the color Delta. And this one is a gray that fades almost into a red. You can see a little bit of dark reddish or like rust color going on up there. Maybe a maroon, I guess. That one's really nice. Really, really pretty. Okay, that was Garand. Then I did a small order from 1884 Stitchery. If you're not familiar with 1884 Stitchery, it's an online store. It is run by McKenna from Stitching and Sequins. She has a Flosstube. She's a fantastic human being. She lives somewhat close to me. I've only met her a couple times at the attic when we used to do the stitch-ins. I don't even know if those are going on anymore. When COVID hit, you know, all of that stuff shut down, and I haven't checked to see if they're doing it again. I should though. Anyway, I've met her a couple times there, but beyond that, she does do a Flosstube and she does have an online store. If you order from her, it's very rare that I don't get a shipping notification the same day. She's just as fast as Gary from Garand Stitchery, and because she's local, I get stuff really, really quick when she does ship it. So anyway, she did show on her last Flosstube, she had these really beautiful pins on her website. They're from So Pretty Pins. It's a pin and then they have these handmade beads that they had stuck on the top. I thought they were beautiful. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with them. Maybe one day if I ever get to finishing stuff, I will incorporate these, but I just thought they were pretty and had to have them. So I picked up 3 of those. The first one that I got was My Favorite Pumpkin, color white. You can see those there. And then I also got some pumpkins in the color teal. These ones here that are in the color white, these are probably going to get gifted. Spoiler alert, they're gonna head towards Carolyn. I will be seeing her towards the end of the month. I will go into more detail on that on my next video. But Carolyn is stitching a piece, The Elegant Pumpkin, I think is what it's called, or Elegant Pumpkins. It's a magazine piece. And I think that these would be beautiful on that piece. So Carolyn, when you watch this video, know these are coming your direction. You get the white, I'll keep the teal. Okay, the last set of pins that I got were Spring Flutter. They're these brass pins. They're kind of wonky in here. They're in with like a little, I don't know, a piece of ribbon or something, but there's a bird, a nest, and a butterfly. I will hold them so we can see them a little bit better. I will show these better, maybe in the next video. I'll take them out of their little wrapper and put them up against some fabric, but they're really pretty. And again, these are from So Pretty Pins. So that's their information. And you can buy them on 1884 Stitchery. I didn't just want to buy pins by themselves, so while I was looking around on her site, I found some really interesting fabric. It's a 28 count linen, and it's a printed fabric. It looks like this. I don't think those are real words, to be honest, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it's in this pretty pewter gray color, and these birds are just so pretty. I've got to have something that I can stitch on this fabric. If you have ideas, let me know, because again, I don't know how to use it, but it's beautiful. And then I was just looking around at charts that she had on her website. This is Repeat the Sounding Joy by Kathy Barrick. I was feeling very Christmassy. Christmas is definitely my favorite holiday to stitch, and so I picked this one up. I will probably not stitch the swan in black. I might switch it into a light gray or something. I'll probably change all these colors, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it's pretty. Okay, that wraps up my haul. That wraps up my stitching. I see a little tail wagging. Give me just a moment and I will get the puppy and you can meet Squatch. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, your shoes in. Oh, as you could see from that yawn, she was asleep. Now she's awake. She has some gunk on her nose because she had her very first chewy bone this morning, and I haven't cleaned it off of her just yet. But this is Squatch. She is a Havanese. My daughter chose her. I mean, we both chose her, but she's a Havanese. She's itty bitty. She is less than 2 months old, and again, we've had her maybe 3 weeks. She is doing awesome with potty training land. She is doing awesome with not chewing on too much stuff, but we keep pretty much everything picked up. And so far, she's just been a great addition to the family. She loves to run, she loves to play, and then she likes to pass out and sleep, which I really, really appreciate. I always said I didn't want any more kids, but here I am with a puppy. And this one here, she sleeps at night in a crate next to my bed, and she wakes me up 2, maybe 3 times a night still when she has to use the restroom. She whines at me, I pick her up, we go outside, she pees, we go back to sleep. Yeah, that's our life. It's just like having a baby. Huh, yeah, say hello. All right, everybody. Well, we will see you next time. I'm gonna take this one here out, and then we're gonna pick up the cross stitch so she doesn't eat any of it. Yeah, yes, I know. Do you see you? Do you see you? Yes, I know. Good morning. Good morning. All right, everybody. See you next time. Happy stitching.